This man is trying to escape from prison, but you can't guess how he will escape. First, he unscrews the shoelace and ties it to the wrist, pressing the thumb against the table surface. Then he makes his thumb broke. McCabe threatens his fellow inmates while prison guards go out to get some air, forcing him to steal the drug while the guards give out the drugs to escape. Then, he goes to an empty room, pulls out a string from the box. Taking the medicine that is hidden inside the cup, he carefully ties the vial with the string. Finally, he uses the other end of the string to tie it to the tooth, then stuffs into his mouth. Next, he uses his tongue to push the vial into the throat. 1 2 3. He directly swallows the vial into the throat. Then he removes the lighter, takes out flint, and tucks it directly into the tip of the nail. Forget to mention, McCabe has an IQ of 150. He's also very famous in prison. He successfully escaped the prison many times. He also killed many prison guards. The policeman named Connor finds him and asks for a favor. He wants him to save his son, because only his marrow is suitable for his son. So McCabe wants to take this opportunity to escape from prison again. First, he goes to the prison library and looks up hospital information. Just before the guard finds out, he has successfully downloaded the hospital map. On the day of going to the hospital, he has prepared everything. Because he is a dangerous person, the police also pay close attention. On the other hand, there is a path next to the hospital to the detention room. In Connor's opinion, they'll wait for the surgery to finish, then locking up McCabe in the detention room for checking for a few days. At that time, McCabe is taken to the hospital, sitting on an electric elevator to get off the car. The police bring 2 trained dogs. Unexpectedly, the 2 dogs are scared by him. When he is brought inside and talks to Connor, because of the vial in his throat, he can't pronounce properly. Connor can't wait to save his son, so he ignores it. Then arriving at the room, they take off the belt and put McCabe on the bed. Now the doctor orders to remove the handcuffs. Otherwise, it will be very difficult to get the marrow. They have no choice, but to take off the handcuffs and lay him down. McCabe tries his best to adjust the thumb position. When the doctor injects the anesthetic, he uses his teeth to crack the vial in his mouth. Time gradually passes. The anesthetic has no effect at all. At this point, McCabe pulls his hand out. The anesthetic still does not react. At this time, the police intend to go ahead and check. McCabe immediately kicks the police down, gets up quickly and removes the acetylene tube, using the flint in the nail to lit the blazer. Then he turns on the valve, trying to burn the police. Before he is about to harm another policeman, McCabe is suddenly attacked. He will not make it if he doesn't run now. He pulls out the fragment in his mouth and runs immediately, hurrying to take the defibrillators, sliding along the pipeline making the fire sparks. Then he falls into the garbage room. At this time, the chief sends people to chase, but when Connor arrives at the garbage room, he doesn't aware that McCabe has escaped to another way. McCabe follows the pipeline to climb out. He pushes the small cart and rushes to the Department of Radiation with a cuffed leg. He threatens the doctor with a knife, forcing the doctor to use a welder to cut off the cuff. After that, he goes to the emergency room to stitch the wound, then forcing a doctor here to be a hostage. Connor then catch up with McCabe. McCabe threatens him that if he dies, then his marrow cannot be used. The doctor also admits this. Connor has no choice but to put the gun down, then covering for McCabe to escape. McCabe threatens the doctor to open the warehouse door, while forcing her to take the acetylene. He is immediately smashed by the doctor. When the doctor runs out, she meets Connor. On the other hand, McCabe hurriedly opened the acetylene, spraying all over the floor. By the time Connor comes to advise him to quickly surrender, unexpectedly McCabe immediately lights the fire, successfully blasts the warehouse, making the whole hospital into the electricity loss situation. The front of the hospital is surrounded by police. McCabe has no choice but to use Plan B, escaping to the path next to the detention room, sweaty climbing over the iron barbed fence. The door is locked, so he smashes the glass with his hand. But at this time, the police have found him. With so much at stake, Connor decides to help, shooting down the searchlight. He succeeds in saving McCabe. When McCabe finally goes inside, he uses H2SO4 to intimidate the chief. He successfully controls the entire detention room, handcuffing the chief and the guards. The first thing is to find a way. He moves the cabinet, then takes the axe to dig the wall to escape. After a while, he finally digs a way out. He runs along the drain, finally pushes the drain cap away and escapes successfully. Just when McCabe is happily humming, Connor is right behind him. Chasing to the intersection, McCabe swings the wheel. One of the cars hits the barrels of oil. Connor continues chasing, immediately drives straight down, continuing to chase McCabe. Connor quickly orders the site to be sealed off, while lifting all major bridges. Eventually, the police have to be assisted by aircraft. McCabe knows that the situation is not good, so he immediately pulls out a gun to attack, while the two are shooting each other, because Connor does not want to let McCabe get hurt, so he immediately covers him for a fatal shot. But right now McCabe has not given up the intention of escaping. As soon as he is about to jump down, he is shot by Connor, then falls straight into the sea. Practice makes perfect. McCabe is finally touched by Connor. He voluntarily donates his marrow to Connor's son. Of course, the story isn't over yet. When he hears that the child has recovered, McCabe raises the bed and threatens the police with a gun. and asks, "What kind of car do you have?"